There we go. There's Latoya. Um, well, hey guys, thank you for hopping on tonight. We've been trying to be pretty consistent with these calls. I know I started them a little over a month ago. Um, Trying to have guest speakers and just get you guys learning from all of the top leaders in the company. Just trying to get you guys well equipped and be the best trained team that's out there. So it's kind of like last second that I asked Garrett if he'd speak on the call tonight, but I know he's a professional and he can handle all the things. But I'm sure all of you guys know Garrett. If you don't know him, you probably know his laugh. You'll probably everybody loves Garrett's laugh. But no, Garrett is one of the top leaders in the entire network marketing industry, not only in our company, but he's a great guy. And I love that he leads with his heart and he actually cares about people. And he always asks, like today when we first started talking, he just asked me, "How's Bella doing?" Because he remembers she had surgery last December, so he wanted to make sure her health was okay. I just love that he cares about people's family. It's not network marketing first, it's family for family and God and all that stuff first, and then comes business. So that like really speaks volumes to me. But obviously he's full of knowledge. He leads the A&MP every year, full of some of the top network marketers in the entire industry. But without further ado, I'd like to introduce or hand it over to Garrett.
Well, first of all, Glenn, you're really kind. I mean, it's very easy with you. You are such an incredible human being. And I say this all the time. When I meet anyone, particularly someone we get to know, like a Glenn, you know, when you get to meet his family, we met Bella and Chelsea, and you realize, think about this. Most of us think about commitment. How many of us have ever made a commitment where you're signing on the line, on the dotted line, and saying, I understand that I could die doing what I'm signing on to do. I could lose life or limb, signing on what I'm going to do. I could be around other people who lose their life or limb, signing on for what I do. I could get injured. And as it turned out, he did get injured, through, serving our country and being there for our country. And understand that is what commitment really looks like. And I just want to say I just have immense respect for that. I've never done that in my life. So my hat's off to you, brother, and all those that serve. And I just feel incredibly blessed by you. And I do feel like you want to always give all the glory and honor to God. And that was really brought to my attention. Glenn and I were talking about it. On September the 16th, I'm flying to Ireland because my brother died 3 months ago. And my brother, only 7 weeks earlier than that, think about 7 to 8 weeks earlier than that, went from diagnosis to death and burial. Now, that is incredible because, as Glenn said, what age is your brother? Like 2 years younger than me. And no symptoms, no nothing. And I say that you just don't know. We always think we have forever. And I'm not trying to be morbid, but it really stuck in my mind. And for us to realize how important it is for us to not take life or time for granted, but
All
also
right, have a
not
good day.
have
Thank
fear for
you.
granted also. So I think that that's an important thing for us all to be aware of and for us all to learn. And then I also came back and put on the Association of Network Marketing Professionals event, along with building the event here. But if we didn't have, as Glenn said, a successful team, our teams here, and thank you for everyone for all the what you're saying in the chat, saying sorry for your loss, and I received that and grateful for that, and thank you for that. But I'm also grateful for the fact that we had a business that allows us the opportunity where I could take off and be with my brother for 5 weeks. My parents are 94 years of age. I brought my brother from my brother went from the UK to Ireland. And then in Ireland, my brother Morgan and I were together with him for all of that time while he was passing. And I share with you, I don't take that for granted, the realization that I could do that. And it's really because of our profession, because of Bravenly, the great products and teams that we have here, and a company where faith is the foundation, family values are what's important to people that are here. We don't just talk about them, we live them. And then I put on the Association of Network Marketing Professionals event with Sylvia and with Liam. And it was difficult for Liam too, because when my brother passed, Liam had to fly home to say goodbye to his 13-year-old dog and then fly back that same day to my brother's funeral. So when I say it's been a challenging time, I know what challenging feels like, and many of you may have had more challenging things, but I share with you, it's with gratitude I'm on here and an appreciation for what we have here. But also putting on the Association of Network Marketing Professionals, one of the things that Glenn asked me was, what were maybe some of the things you learned there? And one of them I'm just going to share with you is this: familiarity breeds complacency. Many times we don't know how good we've got it till we get around some other people and realize what they're dealing with. Does that make sense? And this company, we're incredibly blessed. And sometimes we don't need to be told new things that we can do. We want to be reminded of what we have and what we can do. And Glenn asked me, what was one of the biggest lessons that I learned? And it was so interesting. That was one of them. But the other one was, one of the speakers that was there, talked about that he was a big income earner. I mean, a lot of money. I'm not making any claims here, guys. There's no guarantee of income. You should always check our income disclosure statement to understand what's possible, potentially based upon last year's results with leaders, and you understand the comp plan and get a sense for what needs to be accomplished to achieve those ranks. But he was sharing that he had made as much as $3 to $5 million in a year, which is an incredible income by anybody's standards in any profession and anything in the world. But he was sharing that his income was a little down to $2 to $3 million a year. And he said the reason is twofold. One, he became entitled and stopped doing what got him to where he got to. Does that make sense? In other words, he felt that he took his foot way off the pedal. And number two, he stopped doing what grew his business. And he said the thing that grew his business, and write this down because I think it's an incredible thing for all of us to learn, whether it's Renee, whether it's Brittany Metcalf, whether it's Ruth, whether it's Connie, all of us, Barb, can learn this one. When we talk about creating a list, have you ever heard, Deanna, heard Glenn Rollins say, create a list? We've all heard that shared, correct? But most of us translate that into our head into create a list of people we think that are going to do this. Create a list of people we think are going to be easy to share this with. Create a list of people, fill in the blanks. No, it's create a list of people that you know. That's it. Because your goal is, through that list, just to share with people what you're doing. And that is something that he talked about, how important that is. And to do it, to learn, and I'll talk about this in a minute, learning how to share in a way that works. So first of all, let's get the mindset of the list. Guys, every one of us here have more people, Ruth, to talk to than we have talked to, if we're really truthful. I haven't spoken with everybody that I know. I think I've done a pretty job with speaking with a lot of people I know, but not everybody I know. And I'm also find it just as easy to go take someone off a list because I think, you know what, they're not going to do it for whatever reason, but you don't know. Some will, some won't. The ones that you think will, won't, and the people that you think won't, will. You just don't know. You're looking for people who are looking. Your job is to find them, not create them, not cajole them, not convince them, find them. Let me give you an example. So I can see Deanna walking around right now in her home. So if I asked her a question, would your business be better? Ruth, would your business be better? Paul, I can see you, would your business be better? Deanna, would your business be better? Ruth, would your business be better? Brittany Metcalf, would your business be better? Connie, would your business be better? Glenn, would your business be better? Would your business be better if you had one, two, or three more people just like you? Would your business be in a better place if you had that? I can see smile, like Ruth is going, yes, I'm smiling. I can see Dan going, yes. Barbara's going, yes. I can see Freddie Mercury, you're going, yes. Now, so think about this. If you exist, they exist. If you exist, they exist. Now, I want you also to think about this. You showed up for this call. You got an invite. There's probably other people on your team, maybe, or maybe not, who are not on this call. No offense to those people. Please don't hear it that way. But think about this. Glenn found you. Someone on this team found you. They didn't create you. They didn't cajole you. They didn't convince you. They didn't arm twist you to be on this call. They found you. You're looking for people who are looking, who want to do something about their current situation now. I kind of would believe, have self-selected yourself into a group of people who would like to do something about their current situation now. True or not true? You know what? I would agree that's probably true, but that's not true for everyone. So you're looking for people who are looking, who want to do something about their current situation, who know there's a lot of people out there who just want to complain. Nothing wrong with that. Our job is not to judge. We're looking for, that's not you though. So your job is to find those people who want to do something about their current situation now, who will finish. What does finish mean? It doesn't mean that they're going to go all the way with you. They're going to get to wherever they want to go. Their finish line may look different today than it does tomorrow. They may go, this week, all I need is I want to have one new customer. This week, they may go, I just want to feel loved and appreciated and part of a team. This month, they may be just saying, I'm happy to just be the summer to be over and for us to be getting into September and the kids to be back to school, and I'm looking at normal life. And some might say September was expensive getting kids back to school. I'm excited to be ready to go on a 90-day run, and I'd like to run with Glenn. Does that make sense? I can see Renee. So, guys, so you're looking for people who are looking, who want to do something about the current situation, who will finish. Where are you going to find them? If you exist, they exist. You're going to find them in two places. One is in your list, and two is in other people's lists. Does that make sense? So let me give you an example. So I can see down here on the third word, Davenia Wilson. Sorry if I murdered your name. I apologize. Think about this. So if we were working together, you can tell by the poor way I just described her name. We're not someone that's used to speaking with one another. But if I were working with her and I said, and she was in the business because Connie introduced me to Renee and Renee introduced me to Davenia. And if I feel like I don't have anyone to talk to, and Connie doesn't feel like she has anyone to talk to, and Renee doesn't feel like she's anyone to talk to, I can talk to Davenia and say, hey, are you open, or do you have any goals that you'd like to achieve this month or by the end of this year? And she may go, yes, I do. I'd like to make an extra $500 a month, or I'd like to make an extra, I don't know what that is. I'd like to go into December, go into December knowing that I've started moving and started making some money so I can look at 2026 differently, and I can have a significant second income coming into our family, but I would like to make a dent in that and move the needle forward. I said, great. So that's the first thing. In other words, you're looking for someone who's looking, who wants to do something about our current situation right now, correct? She's just said, I've asked her the question. She said, I want to do something. So what would I do? I would say, your job is create a list of the people that you know. Create a list of the people that you know, not the people that you think will do this, not the people that would be easy for you to talk to, a list of people that you know. And out of that list of people that you know, I will reach into the org and say, okay, let us organize that into your top 10. And let's figure out a way to reach out to those top 10 people. And guys, there's so many different ways to do this. How many of you know that right now in the Insiders group, we have got going the 60 in September campaign? 60 business leaders in September sharing their message. I bet I could get fined right now, if Davinia and I took our top 10 and she and I went into the group and we looked through all the different stories, and let's say we took an hour just to get familiar with all the different stories, and we just go and say, okay, out of all those stories, who, for person number one, do you think they're going to relate to? And she goes, oh, this person will relate to Laura. Oh, this person will relate to Garrett. Oh, this person will relate to. Does that make sense? And you can say, she could literally put in and said, reach out to her friends and say, hey, I was in a group just looking at some successful business people that I've partnered with, and I saw someone that reminded me of you. I would love to invite you into that group so you could see what they said, what reminded me of you. Would you be okay if I invited
Yes.
you?
Oh yeah, I had them for a few months.
Does that make sense? Do you think how simple that is? Is it something everybody here could do? Let's do it a different way. Let's do Paula. So Paula could do it the same way. You've got a list. You get 10 people. I go down through that, we go into that group. We take an hour together. We become familiar with the people that have already spoken, or maybe the ones that are going to speak. But the ones that are spoken is easier. And you then on that top 10, we agree to reach out to the 10 people and say, hey, John, it's been a minute.
Oh,
You came to mind because I was just in a Facebook group and I saw someone share who is successful and I'm working together with. I would love to invite you into that group. If I did, would you join? Most people's curiosity would be incredibly piqued. I would do, and you can also say, hey, you can just be a fly on the wall and see what they said. No commitment. So does that make sense, guys? So in other words, it's a way to add, then tag, then message. Now it's not add, tag, magic. You're adding to the group. It's a way to add them to the group. You tag them and say, hey, you tag them to this person. You
yeah.
message and you say, hey, the message, it's really simple. Think about how do you do it? You would say, this is the person that I was talking about. I would love for you to listen to their message. It's only 10 minutes. In fact, if you go 5 minutes in, you will see what's made me think about you. Does that make sense? How many of you know that you could be successful that with 10 people in doing this? But I said to Glenn, the only way, or not the only way, a way to make that happen successfully for you is, what if every one of you, like Brittany Metcalf said, let me recreate my list. Let me check how many of my list is already in the insiders group. You could go through your list of people that are already in the insiders group and you could go and say, hey, so they're already added, they're already in there, and you could go, Mary. I just watched a person speak. Her name is Laura. I'm going to tag you in what she shared because when I watched her talk, it immediately made me think of you. In fact, if you scoot along and watch what she said 3 minutes in, you'll see why. Most people's curiosity would be, so that is, they're already added. I'm tagging them and I've given you a message. What about the people that are not in there? Hi, Fred. I was just in a group and I watched a video, someone speak. They're a group of successful people I'm working with. This person, what they shared is only 10 minutes. But if you just watch it, you'll see it made me immediately think of you. Guys, there's 60 messages, 30 people. There's so much in there that you could actually do it and you could actually make it happen. Here's another one. Guys, if someone says, hey, I've got some interest, in other words, they become interested. So in other words, Connie, you have someone that's in there and they're somewhat interested, you could say, hey, now that you watch the video, you've expressed some interest. If I sent you a sample, or if I like to sell the sample, if I, whatever that's, if I, like, for example, if someone said to you, hey, Connie, I love what Laura shared, or hey, Connie, I love what Brittany shared, or hey, Connie, I love what Garrett shared, or hey, Connie, I love what Glenn shared, or hey, Connie, I love whatever shared, but I've got some questions, you could say, great, I've got a friend I'd like to introduce you to that can answer that question. How many of you could set up 3-way calls with Glenn? How many of you know that Glenn is one of the most generous, hardworking, available leaders that's effective at doing 3-way calls? Correct. I mean, seriously, he's amazing. Amen, Jamie just said. But you guys need to use him. You know, I want to go back to that person I told you that was making $3 to $5 million a year. His income has now dipped to $2 to $3 million a year. Number one, he said, I became entitled. Number two, I stopped doing what I knew how to do, which is create a list of people that I know. Number three was taproot through those people. And he goes, how do I know it's working? His goal, listen to this, his goal every day is to do 10 to 14 3-way phone calls. And how does he do it? He's got a little calendar, and he basically tells people, here's my calendar and the window that I'm available, book me up. And he said, guess what the correlation is? My biggest income earners dominate my calendar. So Ruth, if you want to go, you say, I want to go to the next level, how would I do it? Everybody here could do this. I bet everybody here, I don't know. I mean, if I was personally coaching you, I would go through and say, hey, Ruth, do you have goals that you want to achieve before the end of this year going into next year? And Ruth goes, yes, I do. What are those goals? This is the income goal that I have. Well, if we look at the income disclosure statement, that kind of indicates to me that we need to work together to rank advance you to VP or whatever that might look like. And then I'll go, okay, how many hours are you willing to work a week? And she goes, I'm willing to work X number a week. Fantastic. Let's create a list of people that you know. Creates that list. Ruth, how many people are already in the insiders group? Oh, there's already 30 of them in there. Fantastic. Here's what we're going to do. Let's take an hour and go through the people that have already spoken, and let's match up so we can message every single one of those people and give them a reason to watch one of these videos that have been on, correct? Then what we're going to do is, okay, the rest of the people are not in the group. Let's find a way to get them in the group. The insiders group right now is the easiest way to build a business, particularly if you want to find brand partners. The stories are phenomenal. And most of the leaders are so good at saying, hey, regardless of what you heard here, you definitely need to get on the products. And if you've got any questions, get back with the person who invited you on. They can share about the business and get your questions answered. There's 60 messages, 30 different speakers in a live event market. How many of you could do that? I mean, Ruth, honestly, I don't know the answer. Do you think if you by raising hand that you could do this? Yeah, Barbara's saying the same thing. Connie's saying the same thing. Well, guys, it's not what you'll do that'll get you results. No, sorry. It's not what you know that you can do will get you results. What gets you results is doing it. It's the book of Acts, not the book of knowing what's in the book. It's the book of Acts, not the book of good intentions. And I'm also teaching best what I most need to learn. But what I'm trying to say, when you have a resource as available and as hardworking as Glenn Rollins is, Glenn, one of the things you may want to suggest, and I'll just finish with this. What if everybody here made a decision to do this? How many of you could dominate Glenn Rollins' calendar? And all he uses, Glenn, is something like a Calendly, or, Ace has got one as well, or whatever you guys use, or just message Glenn and he'll set one up, you know what I mean? Book a 3-way call. How many of you know or do 3-way chats? Paul is going, me. You know what I mean? Devon is going, me. All you got to do is do it. Guys, remember this. You're looking for people who are looking. Your job is to find them, not create them, not cajole them, not convince them, find them. Let me give you a few more things really quick. Guys, people's life changes every 90 days. Have you ever had a dishwasher go in the blink and it didn't work? And you know you got to get a new dishwasher, and you go online to wherever you buy dishwashers, and you go to your wife, and Glenn goes, Chelsea, we're looking. Oh my gosh, there happens to be a sale on dishwashers. Guess what? If you go online, there's a sale on dishwashers every single day. You just don't see them because you're not looking. So you're looking for people who are looking, who want to do something about it. You might look at your dishwasher and your dishwasher is a little bit fritzy, and you may look online and say there's dishwashers on sale, but you may not do anything about it till it's broken. Does that make sense? So you're looking for people who are looking, who want to do something about it, who'll finish. What does that mean? Instead of Glenn going, oh, it's okay, babe. Your hands would be softer if they were inside the dishwasher, inside the dishes, and you did the washing, and you and Chelsea, got together and did the washing. You know that's not going to work. He's going to there's no way we're doing that. What I'm just trying to say is we're looking for people who are looking, who want to do something about it, who'll finish. I'm trying to make the analogy, but guys, we're complicating it. We want to be bright, be brief, be gone. You just need to get in front of the people when they're looking. When someone's in the looking zone, you need to show up. That's all it is. And you've got such a great opportunity to do this. Every one of you could have every single person that you have inside the insider group. You could do that process. You could get to everyone that you know. The last thing I'll say is this. There's more people looking with a greater sense of urgency than have ever been looking before. There's more people looking. There's the greatest talent pool of people. I just read an article today that 50% of the top tech companies have reduced their workforce that's under the age of 25 years of age by 50%. Why? Because AI is taking the entry-level jobs. There's more under 25-year-olds looking for and open to working online and second incomes. Is everyone want to do it? No. Is there going to be a lot of people just going to be upset and complain about it? Yes. No judgment. But might there be somebody out there that's looking? You're looking for people looking who want to do something about it to finish. There's the greatest talent pool of people looking that have ever been looking before. They're looking with the greatest sense of urgency. There's people looking for retirement. There's people looking for college funds for their kids. Guys, you just have to show up when they're looking. This is what, Deirdre, I just want to say, this is what everybody falls into the play. You say, who's looking? You don't know. Unfortunately, people don't walk around with signs going, I'm looking, pick me, I'm looking. That's the job, your job is to find them. So I'm going to finish and say it again. You're looking for people who are looking. Your job is to find them, not create them. If you answered the question, Connie, that your business would be better if you had 1, 2, or 3 more people like you, and you realize if you exist, they exist. The person found you. Glenn found you. Someone here found you. They didn't cajole you. They didn't convince you. They found you. You're on here because not only are you looking, but you actually currently want to do something about your current situation. If you exist, they exist. And you want to find those people in your list or in their list. And when you look at your list, some of your list is in the insider group and some is not. Those that are in the group, you want to tag and message them like I just shared. If they're not in the group, get them in the group. That will give you something to do for September. And then from September, what do you want to do? Repeat the process with the people that want to work with you in October. And then in November, both in your team and first level yourself. In other words, staying in first level production. Glenn, is there anything else you want to share? And guys, I probably wouldn't have been as direct with the many other teams, but and I really want to hear this, if you're in the place where you want to do something, does that make sense, guys? If you're in that spot, we're so blessed. Guys, our company got recognized for doing $1.5 million first year. 8 million year 2, 19 million year 3, 50 million year 4. We just got recognized in the Inc. 5,000. In fact, we got recognized the Inc. 500 as the 118th fastest growing privately held company in the United States and the 6th fastest growing product in the consumer product category company. Guys, that the level of validation required, there were hundreds of documents and pages of documentation that Bravely and the Emery family had to submit in order to be considered for that and to earn that accolade because of you. Last month, we did over $10 million in revenues. Over 80% of our revenues are coming from customers. More customers enrolled than ever before. More rank advancements than ever before. Guys, how much proof do you need? Faith is belief without evidence. You just need to point people to the evidence that are looking. You're going to run a lot faster with the ones that want to run with you than trying to carry those that don't. And those that don't, you don't want to throw them down. You don't want to make them feel upset. You don't want to judge them. That's not the Christian loving way to do it. Just be loving, just appreciate and say, hey, you know what? It's just not for them right now. You're looking for people looking who want to do something about it right now who'll finish. There are people who, when they're right now, is going to be next month or the next month after that. Does that make sense? Their washing machine hasn't broken, or it hasn't been broken for long enough, or their wife hasn't told them, listen, fix that washing machine. I'm tired of doing the washing up. You know, myself and Chelsea are just not doing it anymore, Glenn. If you don't get this thing fixed right now, we are out of here. There's going to be dishes piled up in the sink, and it'll get to a point where you're going to go, there's no place to eat off. There's nothing clean in here. There's so many, we're going to fix this. We're going to get a new dishwasher. Does that make sense? I'm trying to, and what makes the difference? It's not the dishwasher. They're on sale. It's your motivation to fix the dishwasher. And that is the analogy for people that in terms of their life as well. So God bless you, Glenn. I don't know if there's anything else. I love you, buddy. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to be on here together with all of you. And I hope it brought some value for all of you here.
Thank you, brother. I was just going to see if anybody has any questions for you. Usually people don't ask questions and they're shy, but I was just going to see if anybody has questions for you. Does anybody have a question for Garret before we get off? Probably not, but.
Hey, I love you guys, and just know I'm teaching best when I most need to learn, and know that you're led by a leader who really does care. And it's hard to hold someone to a higher standard than that to which you're willing to hold yourself. I believe Len holds himself to a high standard. He really does care in a big-hearted way for every one of you, and he will make himself available. None of us are perfect. You know, I say to my wife all the time, I love you, but I am human. I'm not perfect in my love. None of us are. But you know what? You do have an incredible resource here in terms of your team and all that you're doing here together. Let's just go out there and look for the people who are looking for us. So God bless you, Glenn. God bless all of you. Appreciate you. Let's make September great. And let's have a fantastic October, November, and roll into 26 with momentum and the confidence for a new life in a new 2026. But let's start today. God bless and thank you.
Thank you, Garret. I appreciate you.
Appreciate you too, guys. God bless you all. Appreciate you all. Cheers, guys. God bless. Bye-bye.
I'll see y'all next Tuesday. But is anybody up for a challenge to, like, imagine if we all get 10 people into the Insiders, go watch the videos, see what videos like actually are for those people, and then put me on a three, like whoever your leader is. Look, three-way chats are great, but let's be real, they take two days to 14 days to like close three-way chats for some reason. If any of y'all can get me on a three-way call, like you're gonna sign them up just like that. So I'm just throwing that out there. So I want to challenge some of you to put me on a three-way phone call. I'll clear my schedule. Let's go watch the Insiders videos and see, you know, kind of like who we can match our prospects up with, and then start tagging them on the videos. You know, I was talking to Garret before, and he told me to lead by example, and I haven't done that in the inside. I did in Holistic Haven when we did it, but being real, I haven't tagged my prospects on the videos yet. So as a leader, y'all haven't seen me do that. So imagine if we all start doing that, and your team is going to follow suit, and they're going to do what we do. So let's take advantage. I mean, there's still 40 more videos that are going to be done in that group. We had an NFL Hall of Famer going live in there, y'all. Like, if you know any men, you should be tagging them on Mike Singletary's video. But just get to know the videos. And I just want to end with this, y'all. November is always our biggest month because of Black Friday. It's like massive. Right after that, that's what pays you for Christmas. But what's gonna lead up to Black Friday? Is it gonna be us always just getting customers and just following up with our customers? Or is it gonna be bringing on new people that launch and then we launch them and they get new customers and new brand partners? What do you think will help you get a bigger November? So I want to, like, guys, I'm really serious about this. I want to challenge y'all a minimum of 1 to 3 new brand partners before, like, between now and October 31st. And we want to launch them correctly. And if you need help with me to like launch your people and get their lists and do why Bravenly's for them, because think about it, like if you bring on a new person and they get 10 new customers and 3 new brand partners, and we help their 3 new brand partners get 10 customers and 3 brand partners, then when Black Friday and all the sales hits, you're going to be executive director to vice president, but it's going to take us to like actually asking people if they're open to the opportunity. Like we always are like hiding behind the products, only talking about the products. We're an infomercial on our social media. But like Garrett said, we got to quit looking for the perfect person. Think of people that we know and we care about. Like there's so many people in my real life, not my social media life, that I haven't like talked to about Bravenly. And that's, I don't know what I'm scared of, but I'm the same way. Like, does your neighbor know about this? Like, have you sampled your neighbor, your chiropractor, your preacher, your pastor? Like, does everybody you know about this opportunity? And last thing, going off what Garrett said about the dishwasher, um, let's see, was it? So there's this lady in my first company. She had a mansion and she had a Hummer, and you would think that she doesn't need the opportunity, right? Like, man, why am I going to go to her? She's got this big mansion and she's got this Hummer. But it was her 90 day, like the dishwasher story. But for her, it was a lot worse. She's eating ramen noodles at night. So, guys, we think that people doesn't need this opportunity, but they do. So we got to start asking questions about them, showing them that we love them, not just spamming 100 people. Like, hey, how's life going? Like, I just got a divorce. Like, I'm going through this. I'm going through that. Show them how much you care and that you love them and why this opportunity would be great for them, not just going straight for the jugular. So let's get to know people. Let's get them in the Bravely Insiders page. Let's tag them on videos that will relate. 3-way phone calls. Shout out to Sarah. And I'm trying to think who else is on here and Deidre for doing Sip and Social. I know Holly Arnold just did one. Getting people in your home like is big if you guys want to do that. Why Bravenly's? But y'all have anything else for me? I'm just kind of like piggybacking off what Garrett said, but I really want us to focus on recruiting. Does anybody have any questions? Okay, guys, next Tuesday I have a special guest. Lauren Whiteside. She's one of the fastest people to hit EVP. I know I'm kind of late on putting the flyers out, but just know to be on here at 7. There's always going to be some like rock stars sharing like great nuggets with y'all. So let your team know to be on these every Tuesday at 7. So I love you guys. Hope you have a blessed day, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye, everybody.
Try, Joseph, try.